Hello and welcome to Dominions 4. I am your host Megacaesar, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I love this game and then play it with you. Dominions 4 is a game, well, a fantasy game you might say, a strategy fantasy game, where various gods combat or fight each other over the ultimate prize, which is the title of Pantocrator, or God of Gods, or the God of Everything. Now, we're going to play one of these gods, but before we get there, I would like to pass out some remarks and credits, mainly. First of all, you might have noticed this little black and yellow, I think, block up here. Or maybe it's orange. I'm colorblind. Sorry. So maybe you've noticed this block up here, which says Worthy Heroes. Well, that's a modification, and the Worthy Heroes mod, don't worry, doesn't change the game too much. So the vanilla game pretty much stays the same, with some extra added chocolate. And the chocolate in this case is that some of the nations in the game get some extra special, unique characters. Now, I also wish to, thank Marcus Aurelius, LP, who did a great Let's Play on this same game. He covered the nation of Ur, which I'll mention later, and it was a great Let's Play, and I enjoyed it, and he inspired me to do mine. I commented a lot on his videos, because I am fairly critical, and I implore you to do the same. Spam me if you will, tell me that I'm wrong, pretty much everywhere you want, and we'll see, I'll try to react. Also, you might have noticed that I'm not a native English speaker, and while I consider myself to be an expert at writing in English, without then considering myself also arrogant, I don't get a lot of practice speaking English, so I might not be as fluent as I'd wish. In fact, I'm far from this level of fluency. So if you hear me stutter or if you hear bad pronunciation, you're even free to comment about it. I don't mind. In fact, once again, I'd like if you do that, because it might help me in the long term, and I'm always looking to improve. So now let's get to the game. We could just create a new game, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to the game tools and design our pretender god. This is a really important part of the game, and I'm deleting our old god, by the way. Actually, I'm deleting the god we're going to play, because I already designed him. But okay, we're creating a pretender god. Now there are 3 ages you can choose, which are the early ages, the middle ages, and the late ages. The early ages are full of magic. The late ages are full of basically mankind, fighting mankind. Magic is still there, but you can imagine these are the middle ages, as in the real world equivalent middle ages, so ignore this. And these would be barbarians fighting each other and magical creatures flying everywhere. We've even got nations of magical creatures here. Well, here they're pretty much gone. Or most of them are at least. So let's go on. Early ages, there we go. Because our nation, Mictlan, is right here. Now I love Agartha too, so worth mentioning, and Ur. Like I said, Marcus Aurelius did a great Let's Play, and he did it on Ur. And, well, yeah, it's worth mentioning. I also love the underwater nations, but naturally we're not going to play any of those, as we're playing Mictlan. Mictlan is based on the Aztecs of old, and I'm going to try and put up a pretty epic voice. I have been sick lately, by the way, so I might not perform that well, and my voice makes some weird jumps every now and then. Basically, it's because it's irritated. My throat is irritated, so bear with me. Mictlan is an ancient tribal empire that has been isolated for centuries. The foul practices of the priest kings of Mictlan have caused most neighbors to leave or face slavery or death by sacrifice. Since the dawn of the kingdom, blood has been spilled in the temples of the capital to feed the waning powers of the hungry god. Now that's us, that's going to be us, we're the hungry god. Yeah, I could go for a sandwich right now, although I'm not sure whether I'm that hungry. The armies are mainly composed of slaves from newly conquered lands. The mage priests of Mictlan celebrate the 2 phases, which kind of reminds me of He Who Shall Not Be Named from the Harry Potter series in the first book, when he removes his atonement, I think. It's basically on the back of the hat of the Professor of the Dark Arts. So he's got two faces. And the two dominions of the hungry god, namely the sun and the moon, the rain and the forest, they are all skilled blood mages. Yeah, it's great. We're the Aztecs. So, well, we've got humans, and they like it hot. Our military generally consists of light infantry with slings and javelins, which we're not going to use, or mostly not going to use. We've got tribal kings who can levy slaves, and these slaves are pretty useful. I'll explain later. And we've got sacred jaguar and eagle warriors. We're mostly going to base our entire strategy on the jaguar warriors. They are our bread and butter. The eagle warriors, on the other hand, we might recruit every now and then, but it's going to be rare. There's also the sun warriors, but they're not mentioned, and we're not going to use them either. So, concerning magic, we've got blood, fire, astral, nature, and water. Again, blood is really important. And, well, our priests are powerful and they can perform blood sacrifices. Hooray for blood sacrifices. We're the Aztecs, you know, it's what we do. Dominion does not spread unless blood is sacrificed. Or the Mictlanese. Mictlaners. We're from Mictlan. Rain of blood. We could also call it the rain of blood with AI, as spelled here. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it rain the blood of our enemies. Now we get to the pretender god creation. We've got a certain amount of design points. And we can select a physical form here. And that's just what we're going to do. We could select one of these, which got a high dominion basically. So they've got a really strong influence on the world. But generally the new magic paths cost a lot of gold. And these can't move. And the lower you get, these are like titans. They got dominion 3. Up to the demi-lich. We've also got dominion 3. And then we go to 2 for the large beasts. And eventually for the mages, the lower mages, we get 1. We're going to go for the demi-lich, and well, that's because he got death magic level 3, which makes it easy to buff up all the way up, and he's also got a fairly strong dominion, and new magic paths are pretty cheap. I've experimented with all of them. All nations, by the way, have other physical forms they can choose from, but anyways, I've experimented with all of these gods, and this one can give us the dominion and magic I want. So we're going to boost up to magic level 9. Now every level up costs 8 design points times the amount of upgrades you've already used. This is our first upgrade, which costs, by the way, the new path cost instead of the normal amount. And then we upgrade, and voila, it costs us 16 points because it's the second upgrade. So 2 times 8. We're buffing that up to 19, and we're buffing up blood magic to 3. Magic can give us buffs or bless effects for our holy troops. In this case it's Undying, which is a minor bless, HP, which is a minor bless, death weapons, a major bless, and regeneration, a major bless. You can get minor blessings at level 4 and major at level 9. We're pushing up our dominion to level 7, order level 3, sloth level 3, heat level 3, growth level 2, misfortune level 1, which gives us new design points, by the way, that's why I'm picking these bad skills, just like sloth, and drain level 2. Then we imprison our god, which means that it takes a while before he actively joins the game. Until that time, this is all he provides our nation. Our dominion, our blessing, and not the magic obviously, because he's not there to use it. And this will take approximately 3 years, give or take half a year, as you can read at the bottom of the screen. Now, I could explain in greater detail why I picked these skills, but I think that it's better to do that as we go. So, just press OK, and voila. Now, enter the name of your god. I already know which name I'm going to give, and unless you peeked, or if you peeked, actually you should know so too, because I deleted our god earlier in this video. But okay, I'll first explain you how I get the name. What I usually do is I pick a word that fits the god or the nation. For instance, in this case, maybe death, which is obvious, or rebirth maybe, because you have death magic and nature magic, something like that. And then I translate it through Google Translate, hate me if you want, to a rare language like Maori or Celtic or something similar. What I then do is I twist the word that I get a bit, and voila, I get a name. In this case, and I've forgotten exactly how I've gotten this name, it's Mate-Uratactitlan. Now you might think, what? And that's exactly why we want this name. We're the Aztecs, we want unpronounceable names. And I've got a hard time pronouncing this correctly. I think Mate-Uratactitlan or Mate-Uratactitlan. But yeah, it's great. I love this name. So, okay. All praise Mate-Uratactitlan. And if you don't, then, well, he'll kill you. Okay. So, we can view our created pretenders. You can see that I've got more of them here. See, this is Agartha. I think I mentioned that I like them. This is Ur, which our friend Marcus Aurelius covered. And he got pretty much the same pretender god, except that he called her Lilithai, and I called her Lilithai, and he called her Ursula. And thanks to him, yes, thank you very much, Marcus Aurelius, I can no longer think of her as Lilithai. She's now kind of Ursula to me. Yeah, maybe I should even delete her, but whatever. Okay, there we got him. Mate-Uratactitlan. As you can see, he's got the dominion we chose. He's imprisoned. He's got all those standard stats. And his magic. Beautiful. Exit. Exit. And exit. And then let's create a new game. We're going to pick a medium random map. Let's name it after our god, this map. Just to show our enemies that we're confident that we'll conquer it. Mate-Uratactitlan. Yes. Name this god and this. Yeah, this world is ours already. They just don't know it yet. Okay, a game with this name already exists. Well, I hope that it's not my my single player campaign, but I'm not going to look right now because that'll take time and I'll have to cancel, etc. So let's delete it. If that's my single player game, then I'm pretty sad. I spent a lot of time in that one. Early ages, middle age. We picked the early ages. I'm going to add in. Oh wait, if you put it at a certain difficulty, whatever you want. Difficult in this case, which gives the AI some bonuses, so it can face us, intelligent humans. And you add a new player, it will copy the difficulty, which is nice. So we're going up to 9 players, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'm going to add in Ur, the first city, just because Marcus Aurelius played Ur. And maybe I can show you some of the nation I like. And not Agartha, because the AI doesn't know how to play that nation. I'll also add in Oceania, because it's an underwater nation and I want one of those, even though they make the game more difficult. Because they also make the game much more interesting. And the AI actually knows how to get Oceania out of the water, which can be really difficult with other water nations. So we're going to play Mictlan. Human. 3, 6, and 9 players, and voila, okay. Mictlan, Reign of Blood. I'm not going to read this epically again. I'm sorry. Or not. Jaguar. It'll show us the same screen again, by the way. I don't know why it gives us the Jaguar. I think it's because of the possible gods here. The smoking mirror can shape change into a Jaguar. Yeah, it just selects a random physical form for us. And one of the stats of the smoking mirror is that it can change to a Jaguar. But we're not playing that one, we're loading a pretender god, which is Mate-Uratactitlan. The heap of bones with a skull on top of them. Huzzah. There we go. Now we get to the game settings. Well, I'm just going by all the interesting ones, which is special site frequency, which basically defines the amount of magic sites, or sites which can give special effects and add magic gems, which are basically to mages what gold is to an empire. So I'm upping this a little bit because I like magic in my game. I'm upping the random events to common, and as I said before, I had misfortune in my dominion, which means more bad events. Still, I always play with common, and I'm not going to go to rare just because it will favor my dominion. No. There we go. I pick bad skills, then it's my problem. Hall of Fame entries, we go to 15, and then we continue to standard research. Okay, Thrones of Ascension. These are our victory points. It's why the game is called Thrones of Ascension, after all. Yeah, they're each worth their level in Ascension points, and once you get the required amount, you win the game. They also give really neat bonuses. So we're going with 18 points in total, and 12 of them are required to win the game. So 2/3 of the points. This would make for a not too long game, but one that's still nice and cool to cover. Oh! I'll turn on the score graphs. Normally I play with them disabled, and almost all the multiplayer games, well, are played with them disabled. But enabling them will allow us to see how we're doing, which is why you disable them in multiplayer. Otherwise you can pick out the weak players and finish them off, kill them. So yeah, that's it. Okay, we're now generating our map. This might take a little while, but it shouldn't be too long. And yeah, this is actually the 4th or 5th attempt I've tried, no, maybe the 9th, I've tried recording this Let's Play. And that's mostly because I wasn't happy with how I sounded. I've spent most of the day at home because I'm sick. And I actually started feeling better, maybe because I've been speaking so much that, you know, my throat just got less sore. And it sounds a little weird if you put it like that. Yes, let's use it so that it doesn't get rest, so it gets better. Well, I feel a little better now at least, so it goes better now. No weird mistakes, or not too many. And yeah, I think it's time to do this Let's Play now. Or start this Let's Play. Yeah, okay, there we go. Setting up start positions. We need some exciting music. Drums. Oh, there we go. Mate-Uratactitlan, god of Mictlan. Spring in the first year of the Ascension Wars. Spring. Here's the icon. Looks very springy. Spring-like. Whatever. In the beginning, there was chaos. I'm going to try the epic voice again. I've got no clue how it sounds to other people right now. But whatever. In the beginning, there was chaos. Out of chaos rose worlds populated with multitudes of beings. Wars were fought, kings and emperors rose and fell, and civilizations were built and crumbled as millennia passed. Gods, dark and strange, were worshipped in pagan temples. Still there was chaos. The gods fought amongst themselves, bringing even greater ruin to those who would serve them. At last there was one, a being of great power and enlightenment, who rose above his immortal peers and cast them out of the heavens into oblivion. From chaos came order, and with order came peace, and the creatures of the world flourished. The age of chaos had ended. Exit. So basically there was a Pantocrator before us, and he vanished. No wait, actually they didn't say that he vanished yet. There came a Pantocrator before us, which is the past tense. You know, it had ended. Yeah, I spoiled you. I'm sorry. Now the wheel has turned once again. Now the wheel has turned once again. The supreme god has suddenly disappeared. Surprise, surprise. Prayers are left unanswered, and the smoke of offerings rises in vain through the heavens. No one knows why he disappeared, but it is certain that the people of the worlds are once again left without direction, without guiding principle, without order. Now is the time for the beings of great power and ambition to try their strength. The throne of the heavens stands empty, and only the strongest can rise to supremacy over all. Only the most powerful can ascend to take the place of he who came before. This is a time of great strife and suffering. This is a time of magic unequaled. This is the Ascension Wars. Exit. So, yeah, like I said, the previous Pantocrator, has disappeared. And pretender gods like us are fighting, well, to become the new Pantocrator. Of course, it's all futile efforts for the rest, because we're going to win this. There we go. I'm pressing 9 on my keyboard, which will reveal province names. Bordering province names at least, or the ones we know. Question mark will, by the way, reveal commands. Keyboard commands, which is really, really useful. If you're going to play this game, abuse this as much as you can. What's also useful is, for instance, that we can press delete and see the entire map. At least, yeah, on this axe. So as you can see, it wraps around. Yeah, okay, we can see the same province twice. These are underwater provinces, by the way. Like I said, these are where the underwater nations will dwell most of the game. Or well, at least be at their strongest. But here we are, on our little peninsula, which is, or is not, it's not a forest. But we're bordering a forest here and a forest there. I'm not sure how they wish to get to there, maybe We use canoes to go from here to here and then from here to there or something like that. Okay, but we boarded this province too. And I'm going to cut the game off right here. For the Let's Play, I'm sorry, this episode. There we go, that's the right word. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. Leave any comments you might like. And I really mean, just spam me. Even if you don't like me. If you're like, oh, you were absolutely just being stupid there. Go ahead and tell me. If you've got advice or questions about anything I said, go ahead and ask. If you've got any other remarks, go ahead. But remember, this is Mictlan, and we're powerful, we're the Aztecs. So, yeah, goodbye. Mate-Uratactitlan, bless you.